The first time I tried Home Assistant was about 4 years ago. I was excited. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody seemed to love it. So I installed it, looked around for a bit, and honestly, I didn't get it. It felt like one of those projects where I'd have to replace every single light bulb in my house, buy smart plugs, motorized curtains, smart locks, motion sensors, and spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars before it became useful. So I stopped using it. Fast forwarding to today, I decided to give it another shot. But this time, I think I finally understand why so many people are obsessed with Home Assistant. And the funny part is, I haven't bought a single new smart home gadget. Over the last few years, I've slowly accumulated more and more devices around the house. Not because I was building a smart home, but because they solved individual problems. I've got an Ecobee thermostat, a Google Nest thermostat, Plex, Jellyfin, Unify cameras, a Blink doorbell, Chromecasts, Google TV devices, robot vacuums, smart bulbs, smart outlets, cell phones, an Unraid server, and probably a dozen other things that I'm forgetting. The problem is, none of them really easily talk to each other. Every device has its own app, every device has its own dashboard, and every device wants me to manage it separately. And that's where Home Assistant started making sense. Now, there's a lot of ways to install Home Assistant. You can run it on a Raspberry Pi, you can buy dedicated hardware, you can manually build a virtual machine, but since I'm already running Unraid, I wanted the easiest possible option. And that's where Home Assistant in a box comes in. This is a Docker container created by Spaceinvader One that automatically downloads Home Assistant and creates the VM for you. If you want a complete installation walkthrough, Ed already has an excellent video covering the entire process. It's pretty simple. For this video, I'm going to focus on what happens after Home Assistant is running. Let me quick install it on my demo server. Jumping over to the Apps tab. In the search box, I'll search for Home Assistant. In the list, you should find the Home Assistant in a box version from the Spaceinvader One repository. Once you find it, click Install. The attention window here, it says basically make sure that you have your VM service enabled. Like I said, his video covers all this. Just hit OK. Scrolling down, the VM name, I'll leave it on Home Assistant, the default one. Everything here is really good by itself, the way it is. On this check time here, this is something that Ed does mention in his video, that this checks to see if the VM machine is up and running. If it's not, every 15 minutes, it's going to check and then start it up if it's not. I'm going to leave everything here on defaults, just going to go down to the bottom and hit apply. Now, this does take a few minutes. It's got to download the container. It's got to download the image, all the good stuff, put it on your machine. So just sit back, relax, give it some time. I'm going to let mine finish up, and I'll be back in a moment. Now that it's done, I'm going to go over to Docker tab. In the list here, we will find Home Assistant in a box. It started. Looking in the log file here, you'll see that it has found the image, it's downloaded the image, and it's extracting it to the vdisk, moving it around, doing its stuff. And I did have this happen on my main machine here. It did fail, just like this one is here. I had to go in and change the BIOS setting in there. I think that's what's going on here. Let me show you that real quick. Close out of here. Gonna go to my VMs tab, click on the icon, go down to Edit. Down here under BIOS, I've got OVMF. I had to change this to OVMF TPM. Scroll down, update. Let's try starting it. And that seemed to be the issue on this one too. Last couple of things real quick. I'm going to turn on auto start for the VM, go back to our Docker, and we'll turn on the auto start for the Home Assistant in a box. That way, between both of them, this should keep it up and running. Let's go look at the log again. And there we go. It looks like it's working. It's found the IP address of it there. All right, now that it's installed, up and running, let's go back to the Home Assistant in a box, drop down Web UI. To come to the welcome page, the first login, I'm just going to create something real quick here. Super secret password. Pick your home location, hit next, analytics, next. And you'll notice right away that Home Assistant has already discovered some devices. Click finish, and we're in. That simple. After Home Assistant finished discovering devices, I started noticing something. I wasn't adding new devices. I was just connecting devices that I already owned. And suddenly everything was showing up in one place. My thermostats, my cameras, my media servers, my phones, my network equipment, my TVs, my robot vacuums. Instead of 10 different apps, I had one dashboard. And that's when it started making sense. One of the first things I connected was Unraid. Now I can see things like the array status, my storage usage, Docker containers, system information, without opening the Unraid dashboard. Next, I connected Plex and Jellyfin, and now I can see currently what's streaming, who's watching what, and what's happening on my media servers. My Ecobee thermostat was another easy win. I can see the current temperature, heating and cooling statuses, proximity sensors, and I can control everything right from Home Assistant. Then I added Unify. Now in Home Assistant, I can see network devices, wireless access points, and clients connected to the network. And this is where things finally clicked for me. For years, I thought Home Assistant was all about buying smart gadgets. Turns out, it's really about automation. The first automation I built wasn't anything fancy. It's for my planet aquarium. I inject CO2 into the tank during the day, but not at night. So I created a simple automation that turns the CO2 system on and off automatically. That's it. Nothing revolutionary. But that's one less thing I have to remember. And that's when I started realizing the possibilities. Now my brain is going about 100 miles an hour, thinking about nighttime lighting routines, fan schedules, garage door monitoring, automatically closing the garage door if it's left open, notifications when something isn't right, presence detection, smart dashboards, and I haven't even scratched the surface yet. The biggest surprise for me wasn't that Home Assistant could connect to all these devices. I expected that. The surprise was realizing that I already owned most of what I needed. I didn't need a house full of smart gadgets. I just needed a way to bring everything together in one place. 4 years ago, I installed Home Assistant and walked away. This time, I think I'm sticking around. So tell me, what's the one Home Assistant integration or automation that completely changed the way you use it? Because I have a feeling this is only the beginning. I'll see you in the next one.